on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired. God, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenating, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car, at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Though your heart is aching, smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show.
Starr Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
All right, let me say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. We want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to the Starr Radio UK Tuesday edition of the morning show. And I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
Aha! So once again, let me say welcome to the program. To my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy, massive good morning to you, sir. I hope you are doing very, very well. And thank you very much for the setup and everything. Yes, yesterday I was saying that we were trying to get some other bits done, and so we were on working at it. And this morning too, we had to continue with it. But thank God, it's all panned out well. Yes, and everything is cool now. Okay, so we are able to bring you the program. So wherever you are this morning, don't even think of touching the dial. Do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. That is what I would just require of you. But hey, whatever it is, there's a time and a place in the program or on the program where you are allowed to share your take with us as well, and that'll be coming in, and that's at 11:45. So whatever you are and whatever you are thinking of, yes, you can do so. But here once again, let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. Want to salute each and every one of you, and once again say welcome to Starr Radio UK and welcome to the Tuesday edition of the morning show. As you heard, I am the one and only Archie. I'm going to be taking you through all the terrain and whatever, and make sure that I bring you everything that you need to know But don't you worry, with me in the helm of affairs, I'll be rest assured of one thing: you arrive at your destination in peace, not pieces. So once again, welcome to the program. All right then, now I'm going to bring you the code for the day, the weather forecast follows you, then the travel update. We'll move on from there to look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. If you have been a regular listener to the program, you know that is known as global trotting. Then after which, we'll bring you the details of them. Then at quarter to 12, the line is activated for you to add your voice to the discussions. Then exactly at 12 o'clock, we bring the curtains down for the end of the program. So in Nigeria, that's what's going to happen. Again, we apologize sincerely for the late start of the program, because I said there was some technical work that was being done, and thank God it's all gone through perfectly. All right then, so let's crack on. The 25th day of November, the year 2025, and the quote for the day says, think of the things people have done that made your day, and make it a point of doing those same things for others. Think of the things that people have done that has made your day. It brought about a change in your life or whatever, and think of doing so to others as well. Now go a long way, right? Okay, so that's by way of the quote for the day. Let me say good morning to Mr. Olaimi Koigi. Good morning to Bishop Adeshina. Good morning to Mr. Frank Davis, Mr. Kebi Bosman, Vicky Newton, and all presidents of Starr Radio UK. Eben, all the way in Cape Town, South Africa. Good morning to you. Samsudin, good morning, and then to Tassino all the way in Moscow, good morning to you as well. Good morning to Anthony Adileji, to Dr. Sandy Adeyemo, Chief Dr. Sandy Adeyemo Igboho, Professor Banji Akintoye, good morning to you all there. Those of you who watch us on Koiki Media platform, Yoruba Nation platform, and the United States of Biafra platforms, we salute you there as well. And Atakovi, good morning. Niana Najo, good morning. Delta Hammond, good morning to you. And let me put it this way, all protocol observed. If I then miss your name, please just bear with me. Wasn't deliberate, right? Good. All right then, let's crack on. So let's move on straight to the weather front. It's been well, a bit not that cold, but a bit mild. Let me put it that way. But those who think it's cold will say, "Oh, what are you talking about?" But well. Today, this afternoon we'll see sunny spells and some clouds pushing from the north at times, but it should remain largely dry and breezy. Tonight we'll see clear spells and patchy cloud during the early hours. Areas of mist and fog are likely to develop. It's going to be staying dry and a chilly night expected as well. Temperature today is going to be 7 degrees. The lower is going to be -2. So quite chilly there. And then UV level is going to be low. Pollution is going to be low. Sunset is going to be at 16 hours. And sunrise for tomorrow morning, 07:34 hours. That brings us to the end of the weather forecast. So now taking you straight to the travel this morning. As I say, keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. As keep you navigated, I promise our bond. Because we are behind time, we're going to crack on the underground this morning. No issues there. DLR, London Tram Link, and London Overground, good service all through. On the major roads in London, A3, A41 are experiencing serious delays. That aside, all the others are running a good, have no exceptional delay. So please, yes, you can go through it like no man's business. The river bus is running a good service. The London cable car, good service, bringing us to the final segment. That is the National Rail. And well, I've got news there for you. As I say, keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. As keep you navigated, I promise our bond. So on the National Rail this morning, that's what I've got. Grand Central, Great Northern, Great Western Railway, Island Line, Northern Rail, Southwestern Railway are offering special service. Also, Thames Link, Transpennine Express, Transport for Wales, also offering special service. That aside, all the others are running a good service there. And that is why I will say it once again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes where? On the roads. Let's take a commercial break. We come back. We continue with the program. Stay tuned. Don't touch the dial. Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244-941-002 or 00233-2006-06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say order, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's go global trotting. Yes, okay. So what is happening from home here in the UK and other parts of the world? Yes, tax on packaged milkshakes and lattes expected to be announced ahead of budget. Now, Chancellor Richard Reeves is also expected to raise the living wage for workers aged 20 and under when she delivers the budget on Wednesday. In other stories as well, Reeves urges Labour MPs to unite behind the budget. But as whether they're going to be doing so or not, I'm not very sure. Boy 16 fighting for his life after a shooting where in Sheffield. We're going to be telling you more about that. Farage says he's never directly racially abused anybody after school racism claims. All right then. Okay, so not directly, but indirectly has he done so? I don't know about that. I will tell you more about that. We earned £60,000 and want stamp duty scrapped. Okay. And that is some of the stories making the rounds here in the UK and other parts of the world as well. US and Russia to hold Ukraine talks in Abu Dhabi after overnight strikes, and controversial US-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation ends aid operation, and Trump says he will visit China in April after call with Xi. That'll be the first. Let's see what happens there. And the judge has dismissed cases against ex-FBI Director Comey and New York Attorney General James. But the White House is saying they are going to be appealing it. But let's see. And South Korea's TV dad Lee Soon-jae dies at 91. And then music eases surgery and speeds recovery. India study finds, wow, it eases surgery and speeds recovery. Oh boy, then let us play it on. And then in other parts of the world as well, well, the death of the legend, reggae legend, Jimmy Cliff, was announced yesterday. He was 81. And Tanzania has cancelled Independence Day celebrations after election unrest. Why? Are they scared of what might happen? A Pentagon to review Senator Mark Kelly misconduct allegation after video to U.S. troops, and Belgian airport to be hit by major disruption amid austerity strikes. Those are some of the stories making the rounds there. On the African front as well, as I did say earlier on, Tanzania has cancelled its Independence Day celebration after election unrest. Samia, yes, the president. Okay, how do you see her? Now, Ethiopian volcano eruption sends ash to Delhi, hitting flight operation. It's quite an interesting one. That the last time it erupted was about 12,000 years ago. Quite an interesting one, right? Okay, let's move on from there. Let's move on from there to have a look at some of the other stories making the rounds, because, as I said, the fourth position, we are already pressed with time. Okay, still on the African front, Sudan's rapid support forces to enter into a 3-month humanitarian truce. Hopefully, in a video speech late Monday, the paramilitary commander, General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, reiterated the group's commitment to a 3-month humanitarian truce. And let's see how that pans out. And Guinea-Bissau incumbent main challenger both claim victory in presidential race. Yeah. Okay. And Nigeria security chiefs report progress in rescuing kidnapped students. How? Are we seeing any positivities from there? In Nigeria again, Southeast reps urged Tinubu to pardon Nnamdi Kanu. That is after The caucus in the House of Representatives are appealed to the President Bola Tinubu to grant clemency to Nnamdi Kanu, the convicted leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, who was last week sentenced to life imprisonment after being found guilty of terrorism. Do you think the president will do it? The former president Buhari was saying that he was just waiting for the case to go its full length, and after a sentence of whatever has been done, then he can decide to pardon him. That is when he will. But we know that the northern elders that don't want that. So when they were calling various calls from various quarters of releasing him and just keeping the peace or negotiating his release or something, they didn't want to do it. But what do you think about all that? And Southwest governors are saying they need state police now. That Forum tells Tinubu. We'll be talking about that. I remember back in the day when they talk about that at length. Emoticon, yes, and which they wanted to use to protect their communities. But with all these kidnappings and unrest that is going on, do you think it's about time that they do so? Well, Sheikh Gumi is also saying that, well, if Kano should show some remorse, then he will push for his amnesty. Really? Really? Okay. All right then. Let's move on. Let's move on to other stories. Somebody who petitioned the president pertaining to EC chiefs has been interdicted. And what was all that about? I'm going to be telling you more about that and more from there. And then MPP primaries, Baumia stretches lead, projected to win 15 out of 16. Ooh, I think his competitors wouldn't like that. They wouldn't like that. Okay. OSP didn't ask any security agency to stop Ken Oforiatta from traveling out of the country. And that's what some of the reporters are saying there. MIIF board blows 11 million Ghana cedis on unapproved foreign trips as confidential audit exposes massive breach. Who are they? You want to know more? You got to stay tuned because we're going to bring that your way. Now, Angela Dramina has said Ghana's response strategy to gender-based violence is weak. How weak? Well. When you live in a place where it's a man's world, what do you expect? What do you see? Okay. And Pandai Round exposes persistent gaps in Ghana's electoral system, political analysts have said. This and a lot more we're going to be looking at. Well, the final one, NSS ghost names. The court has ordered Gifty Owari to file witness list by December 17. It's quite an interesting. Yesterday I was watching a program, chance on it by the Black Rasta, and it was talking about the whole mix. It's quite a messy trajectory that he was taking there, and if it's true that way, that is quite a serious thing that has happened. But hey, wherever you are, you can add your voice to the discussion as we go on. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. A quick break. I take a sip of some water and we continue from there. This is Starr Radio UK.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
You are listening to Star Radio Morning Show. Archie on Star Radio. Nobody does it better.
Welcome back to the program. This is Star Radio UK at 11:35 the time. And now we go into the details of the stories making the rounds this morning. Well, the budget is going to be announced tomorrow by the Chancellor of the Exchequer. But, well, that means lots of leaks. But let me tell you more about that. Pre-packaged milkshakes and lattes are expected to be hit by the sugar tax in an announcement ahead of tomorrow's budget. The move will not include drinks made in cafes and restaurants. Now, this post explains the current sugar tax. The government is also expected to lower the sugar content threshold at which the tax applies, impacting more popular brands. In a budget announcement, Chancellor Richard Reeves is also expected to raise the living wage for workers aged 20 and under. Now, Reeves has confirmed that both tax rises and spending cuts are on the table, but according to government sources, she will not raise income tax rates. The budget at a glance, other possible measures include a new tax on electric vehicles. Interestingly, when we started, everyone, we're going to be getting electric vehicles. They are just pushing everybody there. Oh, it's cheap. That. Now, there's going to be a tax there as well. Now, ISA reform and changes to the two-child benefit cap. You want to know more, you got to stay tuned because we're going to bring you more about that. The amount of money that can be saved tax-free each year in a cash ISA, including savings account, is likely to be cut in the budget. The annual allowance is expected to be reduced from 20,000 to 12,000 as the Treasury wants to encourage people to invest instead. Now, that could help boost growth, a key objective for the government. But there are questions over whether people will naturally put their money in stocks and shares, ISAs, as a result of less generous tax breaks on cash ISAs. Ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK. That's some of the stories making the rounds here in the UK, but we'll be following very, very closely and see what is at stake for us tomorrow when the Chancellor of the Exchequer brings you the budget. Okay. And another sad story, a 16-year-old boy is in a life-threatening condition after being shot on the street in Sheffield, police have said. South Yorkshire police said it was called to London Road in the city centre at about 17:15 GMT on Monday, with a boy taken to hospital after suffering an injury consistent with a gunshot. The road was closed from the junction to Sitwell Place to the Crowther Place, turned off to allow for investigation work to be carried out. Detective Chief Inspector Emma Knight, senior investigating officer, said, "This is a terrible incident that has left a boy fighting for his life, and I know those in our community will be deeply concerned. I want to assure residents that a dedicated team of officers and staff are working tirelessly to understand the circumstances that led to the attack and to trace those responsible." The force said extra patrols will be in place in the area over the coming days. Gunshots. We rarely hear things of that sort. But well, what is going on in our communities? Ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Because of our time, so we'll be skipping some of the stories. But the U.S. has confirmed its officials are set to meet Russian representatives in Abu Dhabi as part of its effort to end the Ukraine war after a night in which Russia and Ukraine traded air attacks. Now, officials in Kyiv said at least 6 people have been killed in Russian strikes on the city, while Russian officials said at least 3 people have been killed in Ukrainian strikes in Rostov region. The latest attacks come after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky welcomed proposed changes to the controversial 28-point U.S. peace plan. On Sunday, U.S. and Ukrainian officials met in Geneva to discuss the draft plan, which had been criticized by leaders in Kyiv and Europe as too favorable to Russia. It appears Ukraine's European allies produce amended version of the plan after rejecting parts of which favored Russia's war aim. Now, the list of necessary steps to end the war can become doable, Zelensky said on Monday. Many correct elements have been incorporated into this framework. Now, Ukraine's national security chief, Rustem Umerov, said Kyiv was looking forward to organizing Zelensky's visit to the U.S. at the earliest suitable date in November to make a deal with the U.S. President Donald Trump. A Kremlin official rejected the amendment as a completely unconstructive. However, a U.S. official on Tuesday said that its team will be meeting Russian representatives in Abu Dhabi to further discuss the plan. What we're going to be doing, we'll be monitoring very closely, and hopefully tomorrow we'll be coming your way to bring you the details. Yes, the nitty-gritties of that deal, whether it's going to be plausible at all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, in another war that ended just a few weeks back. The controversial U.S.-Israel backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation says it's winding down its aid operation in the Palestinian territory after almost 6 months. The organization had already suspended its 3 food distribution sites in Gaza after the ceasefire between Hamas and Israel took effect 6 weeks ago. The GHF aimed to bypass the UN as the main supplier of aid to Gaza population. UN and other aid agencies refused to cooperate with its system, saying it was unethical and unsafe. Now, hundreds of Palestinians were killed while seeking food amid chaotic scenes near the GHF sites. That's Gaza Humanitarian Foundation site, mostly by Israeli fire. According to the UN, Israel said its troops fired warning shots. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. This is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 11:42. In the next 3 minutes, I'll be opening the lines for you to add your voice to discussions if need be. Now, President Donald Trump has said he agreed to visit Beijing in April and invited Chinese President Xi Jinping for a state visit later next year, following a phone call between the two leaders. Now, Trump and Xi, who met nearly a month ago in South Korea, discussed a range of issues, including trade, Russia invasion of Ukraine, fentanyl, and Taiwan, according to the president and China's foreign ministry. Our relationship with China is extremely strong, Trump wrote in a Truth Social post. Now, China's state news agency released a statement that said both countries should keep up the momentum, keep moving forward in the right direction on the basis of equality, respect, and mutual benefit. The leaders met in Busan, South Korea in October, after which they agreed to a truce on tariff. The U.S. decided to cut 20% tariff in half, aimed at decreasing the flow of fentanyl. The tariff remains on China's goods and average just below 50%. Now, since then, the China-U.S. relationship has generally maintained a steady and positive trajectory, and this is welcomed by the two countries and the broader international community, the Chinese statement said. All right, then. So, quite an interesting one. Let's see what happens. Well. Starr Radio UK. Well, maybe that is making Trump more robust, stronger. All right, then. Okay, so I bring you this one before I bring you that one. Okay, let me bring you this one before I bring you that one. So, which one? Well, a judge has dismissed cases against ex-FBI Director Comey and New York Attorney General James. Now, a U.S. judge has dismissed criminal charges against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. They've all got James. Interestingly, that James Comey and Letitia James. So the Jameses. I think Trump hates the Jameses, right? So if you are known as James B, be rest assured that Trump will come after you, is it? No, just a joke. Okay, the judge, Judge Cameron Curry, said that Lindsay Halligan, who was handpicked by Trump to bring the charges against two of his political adversaries, was never eligible to assume the post. Now, both Comey and James have maintained their innocence and described the prosecution as political in nature. In response to the ruling, the White House told the BBC the fact of the indictment against Comey and James have not changed, and this will not be the final word on this matter. President Donald Trump has repeatedly attacked Comey and James, declaring in one social media post they are all guilty as hell, and later adding justice must be served now. In her decision on Monday, Judge Curry wrote that Halligan, a former White House aide who had never prosecuted a case before, was not authorized to present the charges to the grand jury. All actions flowing from Ms. Halligan's defective appointment, including securing and signing Mr. Comey's indictment, were unlawful exercises of executive power and are hereby set aside. Curry ruled. Now, Halligan was named as a replacement for Eric Siebert, an interim U.S. attorney who resigned in September amid the Trump administration pressure to file charges against both Comey and James. Now, Judge Curry determined that Halligan's appointment violated the state's governing interim U.S. attorneys. Under the law, the Attorney General has 120 days to make an interim appointment, a period that began on the 21st of January with Siebert's designation, the judge noted. Now, when the 120-day window closed on the 21st of May, the Attorney General's authority to appoint an interim replacement expired as well. Judge Curry wrote, as a result, Halligan has been unlawfully serving in that role since her 22nd September appointment. The case was dismissed without prejudice, meaning the Justice Department could potentially refile the case at a later date. The department did not immediately respond. Now, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said the Justice Department will appeal against the dismissal of Comey and James cases very soon. She said the administration position was that Halligan had been legally appointed. Leavitt also accused the judge of trying to shield Comey and James. Well, you didn't do. I mean, if you want to go to equity, you got to go with a clean hand. So you have to make sure that all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed as well, so that you can get it. Because when it comes to the rule of law or law, the law is an ass, right? Okay, so let's see what happened there. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. You want to join in, you want to share your take with us, feel free to do so. Call us via Teams and just look for Starr Radio UK and we'll be there to hear you. All right, okay, now let's move on to other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. This is quite an interesting one. Now, under the harsh lights of an operating theater in India capital Delhi, a woman lies motionless as surgeons prepare to remove her gallbladder. Now, she is under general anesthesia, unconscious, insensate, and rendered completely still by a blend of drugs that induce deep sleep, block memory, blunt pain, and temporarily paralyze her muscles. Yet, amid the hum of monitors and the steady rhythm of the surgical team, a gentle stream of flute music plays through the headphones placed over her ears. Even as the drugs silence much of her pain, its auditory pathways remains partly active. Now, when she wakes up, she will regain consciousness more quickly and clearly because she required lower doses of anesthetic drugs such as propofol and opioid painkillers than patients who had no music. That's quite interesting. That at least is why a new peer-reviewed study from Delhi Maulana Azad Medical College and Lok Nayak Hospital suggests that the research published in the journal Music and Medicine offers some of the strongest evidence yet that music played during general anesthesia can modestly but meaningfully reduce drug requirement and improve recovery. Ooh. That's why they say, if music be the food of love, boy, then we got to play it on. And this morning, I think we got to play it on there. So that's a good one there. But a sad story that happened. Well, let me put it this way. It's a sad, but he's led his life. He's been good, hasn't he? Jimmy Cliff, one of the most prominent and beloved proponents of reggae music, has died age 81. A star since 1960s, he helped to bring the sound of Jamaica to a global audience through hits such as Wonderful World, Beautiful People, and You Can Get It If You Really Want. His lead role as a gun-toting rebel in 1972 crime drama The Harder They Come is a cornerstone of Jamaican cinema and was attributed as the movie that brought reggae to America. Now, Cliff's wife, Latifah Chambers, announced his death via a statement on Instagram. It's with profound sadness that I share that my husband, Jimmy Cliff, has crossed over due to a seizure followed by pneumonia, she wrote. I'm thankful for his family, friends, fellow artists, and co-workers who have shared his journey with him. To all his fans around the world, please know that your support was his strength throughout his whole career. Jimmy, my darling, may you rest in peace. I'll follow your wishes. Her message was also signed by their children, Letty and Akin. Born James Chambers in 1944, Cliff grew up as the eighth of 9 children in abject poverty in the parish of St. James, Jamaica. Now, blessed with a sweet, mellifluous voice, he began singing at his local church at the age of 6. He was inspired to write his own material when he heard ska pioneer Derek Morgan on the radio and asked his woodwork teacher how one might go about composing their own music. He told him, "You just write it," he told Mojo magazine. So I went ahead and wrote a song called I Need a Fiancé, another called Sub Sub, and I made a guitar out of bamboo to accompany myself. By the time he was 14, he had moved to Kingston and adopted the surname Cliff to express the height he intended on reaching. He recorded a handful of singles before topping the Jamaican charts with his own composition, Hurricane Hattie. In 1965, he relocated to London to work with Island Records, later the home of Bob Marley, but the label attempts to make his sound palatable to rock audience were initially unsuccessful. He eventually struck gold with the 1969 single Wonderful World, Beautiful People, an upbeat feel-good anthem, and the more politically charged Vietnam, which Bob Dylan called the best protest song ever written. Its lyrics tell the story of a young soldier who rides from the war, promising his mother he'll come home soon, only for her to receive a telegram that next day informing her of his death. Now, Cliff reflected on the song in 1986, telling reggae activist Roger Stevens, "The essence of my music is struggle. What gives it the icing is the hope of love." Well, the musician became an international star with The Harder They Come, expressly written for the movie of the same name, in which he played Ivan Martin, a young man trying to break into Jamaican corrupt music industry. The film opened the door for Jamaica. Cliff recalled, it said, "This is where the music comes from." Cliff contributed 4 songs to the soundtrack, including gospel hymn Many Rivers to Cross, which reflected his early days as a struggling artist in the UK. "I was still in my teens," he later recalled. "I came full of vigor. I'm going to make it. I'm going to be up there with the Beatles and the Stones." And it wasn't really going like that. I was touring club, not breaking through. I was struggling with my work, life, my identity. I couldn't find my place. Frustration fueled the song. Now, inside the film, and its soundtrack won him international acclaim. Rolling Stones magazine even named it one of their top 500 albums of all time. During the 1980s, he collaborated with the Rolling Stones on their Dirty Work album, and he returned to the US charts in 1993 with his cover of I Can See Clearly Now from the soundtrack of Cool Runnings, which followed the escapades of Jamaican bobsled team. Now, his other recordings included the Grammy Award-winning album Cliffhanger in 1985 and Rebirth 2012, a nostalgic return to form. Now, Cliff entered the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2010, calling it a great thrill and an honor. Inducting him, Fuji star Wyclef Jean said he'd been inspired by Cliff's successes as a young boy growing up in Haiti. When he saw Jimmy Cliff, we saw ourselves, he said. Now, Cliff continued to tour late into his life, playing Glastonbury legend slot in 2003 and winning over a new generation of fans at the 2010 Coachella Festival. His contribution to Jamaican music and culture were recognized in October 2003 when he was awarded the country's prestigious Order of Merit. But the singer said his connection to fans was more important than of any other honors bestowed upon him. Speaking on the radio, he reflected, when someone comes up to me and says, I was a dropped out in school and I heard your song, you can get it if you really want, and that song made me go back to school, and now I'm a teacher and I use your song with my students, that for me is a big success, and it's a big and a very, very big music there. You can get it if you really want, but you have to try and try and try and try. The harder they come, the harder they fall, and you try until you succeed. One day your time comes and you succeed. A very good one there. And then he says you can see clearly, which he did a cover version of it. And the other song that I really love of him, Many Rivers to Cross, Many Rivers to Cross. But somehow he believed himself. Maybe some people around him believed him, and he succeeded at last. May his soul rest in perfect peace. This is Starr Radio, okay? At 2 minutes to 12. But don't you worry, I'm going to bring you the rest of the stories making the rounds on the African front as well. Well, it's supposed to be Independence Day for Tanzania. Tanzania has cancelled next month's Independence Day celebration with funds to be instead spent on rebuilding infrastructure damaged in recent election unrest, Prime Minister Mwigulu Nchemba has said. His announcement comes as opposition and others have been calling for people to gather on Independence Day, the 9th of December, to demonstrate about killings that took place following last month's disputed polls. The opposition believes hundreds of people died in the crackdown. The government has yet to give a death toll and has set up commission of inquiry. The President Samia Suluhu Hassan won the poll with 98% of the vote, described by the opposition as a mockery of democracy. Her key opponents were unable to contest the poll. Tunde Lissu has been in detention on treason charges, which he denies, while Luhaga Mpina's candidacy was rejected on technical grounds. The election observers have since reported signs that the vote was manipulated and fell short of democratic standards. The government had imposed an internet blackout for 5 days from the 29th October election day and threatened anyone sharing photos from the protests. Well, so once again, we come to the place where on African front, I ask myself the question, does this kind of democracy, this kind, like what is practiced in the West for developed countries, does it pan out well for us? Then I'll take you straight to Cameroon, where a person has led the country for more than 43 years and decided, I want to go again. And I ask myself the question, is it that he's not been able to raise somebody who could take over from him? One who carries the same ideology, if that is what is good for the country. However, let's take it back to Libya, where back in the day, Brother Gaddafi, who was the Libyan leader at the time, said his form of democracy, what they use and their green book and all those bits was, they have so let's say the clans select their own leaders, and they go into a House of Representatives, and the House of Representatives are there and they select one person, and he was like a leader of the family. Okay, that's how he saw himself. But whatever the governance system and everything was, at the end of the day, was delivering, and that is where I come to all the time. Yes, so there was a clamp down on people on dissent. Should I say it that way? But you see that about 98%, if I'm not lying, or 95%, let me put it that way for lack of statistical figures, say that 95% of the people enjoyed the benefit or the resources of the country. So back in the day, we had people who were saying that, look, we didn't need to go build any house. The houses are built, and when you get married, hey, and we have people, I have friends, I know people who have lived there, who were teachers, who went to teach there, and they said their wives and their girl child, they were going to school, but they didn't go shopping. I mean, they had to go with them, and they didn't do anything. You go to hospital for free, you go to school for free, you get free. And this was a country where they had so much, they didn't owe no country, no nothing. So if you take that kind of governance system and say that maybe that is what we need, because we have people who are opposition, who are just opposition for being opposition's sake. So whatever you do, they want to oppose it. But if the person has been in power for a while, a long time, and yet we don't see any delivery, unless, of course, there's a sabotage. So we have saboteurs from the opposition who are virtually poo-pooing and destroying everything and all those things. If that is what was happening, fine. But if the person has been there, like our Papa, Bia, who has been there for 43 years, and you ask yourself the question, what new ideas has he got now to bring to the fore, to bring about a life-changing event for his people? Then you ask yourself the question. So they would say, oh, we had an election and this kind of democracy, and then, but again, when we use rough tactics to silence people, which my younger brother calls it elimination by rough tactics, then what have we actually achieved? So this kind of democracy, I don't think, I'll put it this way, works for us. Because this is the case, this person has gone on to say, Sammy has said, well, I've opened this and everybody, we can have multi-party elections and blah, 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 and it's open and people came in, and then when it was getting to election time, just nip them in the bud, and nip them in the bud, and say, well, I went for the election. Was it the only person? And I won 98%. All the strong contenders. Shush. Well. Africa. Interesting. But at the end of the day, can people actually say that they are benefiting from their rule and what government is doing at the moment? Well. Not sure about that. But maybe you are there, you want to share your take with me, feel free to do so. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, a plume of volcano ash from Ethiopia has swept across the Red Sea through Oman and Yemen and reached Delhi. The India Meteorological Department has said the eruption of the Hali Gubi volcano in Ethiopia, which was dormant for several thousand years, began on Sunday morning, sending an ash column thousands of feet into the atmosphere. Several flights have been cancelled, delayed, or rerouted in India because of the ash, with the country's aviation regulator asking airlines to strictly avoid affected areas. The level of ash contamination is unclear, experts said, but it's unlikely to affect Delhi's air quality, which was very poor as per official readings on Tuesday. Now, volcanic ash is a cloud of tiny abrasive particles released into the atmosphere during an eruption. It can damage aircraft engines, contaminate airfields, and reduce visibility, making it hazardous to flight operation. The affected altitude is between 8.5 kilometers, that is 5.2 miles, and 15 kilometers above sea level. All right, then. So they'll be monitoring it, and we'll be monitoring it as well, and be giving you updates on that if you are planning or traveling from that part of the world, or, well, that is some of the things that is happening there. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio, okay? And this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's move on. Well, the Sudan's Rapid Forces has said that, well, they've entered into a 3-month humanitarian truce. And let's see what is going to happen. In a video speech last Monday, the paramilitary commander, General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, reiterated the group's commitment to a 3-month humanitarian truce and called on mediators to pressure the military to accept the proposal. The mediators, known as the Quad, have been trying for over 2 years to bring an end to the fighting and re-establish a path to democratic transition, which was hampered by a military coup in 2021. They are comprised of the US, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and United Arab Emirates. Would they be able to broker that truce? Well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Breaking news coming through is about a fire. According to fire that is being embattled at UNESCO listed Haqqanian forest in Iran. But well, we'll be telling you more about that tomorrow once we have the full picture of what has happened. A UK court denies bail to ex-soldier wanted in Kenya over 2012 killings. Let's see what that will bring about as well. Now, in other stories making the rounds this morning as well, the Southeast Caucus in the House of Representatives, that's in Nigeria, has appealed to President Bola Tinubu to grant clemency to Nnamdi Kanu, the convicted leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, who was last week sentenced to life imprisonment after being found guilty of terrorism. The 42 members of the caucus resolved to make a direct appeal to the president to exercise mercy, warning that Kanu's continued incarceration is deepening the fragile security situation in the region. The caucus, in a communique, urged President Tinubu to place national stability above the strict application of the law. The Southeast Caucus of the House of Representatives met on November 24, that's yesterday, to review the recent judgment in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and to assess its implication for peace, security, and stability in the Southeast region and the nation at large. As elected representatives, we reaffirm our total respect for the judiciary and the processes that led to the conviction. However, our responsibility also requires us to speak with clarity when a legal matter evolves into a broader national concern with serious humanitarian, economic, and security consequences. Now, after extensive deliberation, the caucus resolved to humbly appeal to the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Tinubu, to consider a political and humanitarian intervention using the constitutional powers granted under Section 175 of the 1999 Constitution to grant pardon to Mazi Kanu, the communique read. But what do you think is going to happen there? Well, In another, okay, let me bring you, that one in relation to Kano as well. Now, Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmad Gumi says he will support a pardon for the convicted leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if Kanu shows remorse and publicly calls for peace. Now, Gumi made a comment on Tuesday during an appearance on a TV program while speaking on the state of security in the country. Now, he goes on further to say that Kanu was convicted of the court on 7 counts of terrorism, including inciting attacks and security. So, what apology or remorse does it to say that? Well, I did whatever he said I did, and I promise not to do that, or I'm sorry for what I did. That is accepting listen, but let's see what is going to happen there. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we got to bring the program to a close from here. We'll not be able to bring you the updates from Ghana, so that you can also have a wonderful day. But wherever you are, once again, I say thank you very, very much. Come your way tomorrow, God willing. But until then, I say have a massive and a wonderful day. God bless you all. See you all tomorrow. Let's take this commercial break, and after that, you don't hear from me. Then I've been your favorite one and only Archie, and I'm out like that. Thank you.
Call the studio now.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenating, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233244941 or 00233200606 and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.